What if two of the greatest spiritual figures in all of human history, is of Nazareth and Siddhartha, Gautama, the Buddha were to meet face to face? Imagine that moment, not as a clash of religions, but as an encounter of two cosmic voices, two lights shining from different corners of time, yet pointing toward the same eternal truth. Have you ever wondered what words would pass between them? What silence might speak louder than speech? And what secrets of the universe could be revealed if their wisdom merged? Here's the bold claim. Such a meeting, even if only imagined, can unlock insights that challenge everything you think you know about life, suffering, salvation, and the infinite. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear may connect the dots between East and West, between heaven and earth, between science and spirit, in a way you've never heard before. And by the end, you may find yourself seeing your own life in a completely different way. Now, imagine a quiet garden at dawn. Mist rises slowly as though the earth itself is exhaling after a long night. A gentle breeze carries the fragrance of blossoms, and in the stillness, two figures emerge, one robed in the simplicity of a wandering monk, the other clothed in the humility of a carpenter. Their eyes meet, and instantly there is recognition not of identity, but of essence, as though each one sees reflected in the other a mirror of eternal truth. The Buddha, serene and grounded like a mountain, carries within him the silence of countless meditations. Jesus, radiant and compassionate like a flame, carries within him the heartbeat of divine love. And in that moment, time itself seems to pause. But the next part will surprise you even more. For in this meeting, they do not begin by speaking. They begin by listening to the wind, to the rustle of leaves, to the quiet pulse of the universe. Scientists today might call it quantum resonance, the subtle vibration that connects all things at the smallest level. Mystics call it the web of life. And here, both Jesus and Buddha tune into it as if it were a language beyond words. What comes next may change how you see the sky forever. Because as their silence deepens, visions begin to unfold not just of their own lives, but of the destinies of civilizations shaped by their teachings. They see the multitudes who will follow, the temples and churches that will rise, the wars fought in their names, and the peace dreamed in their spirits. And the next revelation uncovers a secret very few people know, that beneath all the differences in scripture, ritual, and tradition, both of their messages point toward the same timeless truth, that awakening and salvation are two sides of the same cosmic coin. The Buddha speaks first, his voice calm like water. Life is suffering, yet suffering can end when the mind is freed. Jesus responds, his words like light. Life is love, and love can heal when the heart is opened. In that instant, suffering and love meet not as opposites, but as complementary forces, like night and day. And here is where the mystery deepens. Neuroscience tells us that compassion activates the same regions of the brain that meditation does. Could it be that the stillness of Buddha and the love of Christ are not separate paths, but parallel streams flowing toward the same ocean? But what comes next is even more astonishing. As they continue, the ground beneath them seems to shimmer, not literally, but symbolically, as if the soil itself recognizes the meeting. Jesus speaks of the kingdom of heaven, not as a distant place, but as something within you. Buddha speaks of Nirvana, not as an escape, but as the realization of freedom here and now. To words, to traditions, one revelation. The infinite is already present inside the finite. The very breath you are taking at this moment holds eternity folded within it. The next layer of this mystery reveals a truth few dare to consider. What if heaven and Nirvana are not separate destinations, but different lenses through which the human soul perceives the same radiant reality? But the meeting does not stop there. Jesus asks, what of the lost, the broken, the poor? And Buddha replies, guide them gently, for each being carries the seed of awakening. Their eyes lock, and in that gaze, a cosmic secret is unveiled. The seed and the harvest are one. The love that Jesus offers is the very soil in which the seed of awakening grows. The mindfulness that Buddha teaches is the very rain that nourishes it. And suddenly, the question is not which path is correct, but how both paths together could form a bridge wide enough for all of humanity to walk across. At this moment, the sun begins to rise higher, spilling golden light across the garden. Their forms glow not with supernatural spectacle, but with the sheer presence of being fully awake, fully alive, fully surrendered to the mystery of existence. And here's where science bends back into the story. Physicists speak of light as both particle and wave, a paradox that only makes sense when viewed as one reality expressed in two forms. Could it be that Jesus and Buddha are like light to manifestations, to expressions of one underlying truth, too vast to be contained in a single form? And just as you begin to think the meeting has reached its climax, a deeper mystery emerges. Jesus lifts his eyes to the heavens, Buddha lowers his gaze to the earth, and between them lies the human journey, the bridge between spirit and matter, heaven and soil, eternal and temporal. One looks up, one looks down, but both gestures point to the same truth. Transcendence and immanence are not opposites, they are partners in the dance of existence. But the next revelation may surprise you even more, for as they prepare to speak again, a question forms in the silence. If these two teachers, separated by centuries and continents, could see the same truth, what might it mean for us today? Could it mean that the barriers between traditions, the walls of division, the conflicts born of difference, are all illusions waiting to dissolve? The air thickens with possibility, as though the universe itself is leaning closer to listen. Their conversation has only just begun, and already it has shaken the foundations of what we thought we knew. The next words will not just echo in history. They will reverberate in the heart of anyone who dares to listen deeply. And what comes next may open a door you never knew existed.